Hello and welcome to another instalment of Rant Radio. I'm Scott Ampleford.
And I'm Anthony Lowes.
And today's subject, as chosen by James Aitchison on Facebook, hang on, I'll get the laptop on my knee, is inflation. James wrote, hang on, let me see if I can find it here. James wrote, I want you to talk about the ridiculous price of Freddo frogs and space raiders. With the current economic status, we cannot afford 15 pence for a Freddo. We also cannot afford 25 pence for a packet of space raiders.
I think he raises a good point.
I think he raises a good point. I mean, we come from the generation that loves things like Freddos and space raiders. And there was one point, I'm sure I remember, where Freddos were 5 pence.
It was something
like that. And they went up to 10 pence, and now they're 15 pence.
And they're not worth 15 pence.
Not worth 15 pence. And of course, space raiders used to be 10 pence.
And what are they now about?
25.
25?
In some establishments.
Notably, our school canteen, they're probably £1.50.
Well, we know what it's like.
Yeah.
So...
What you got there? Is a request?
So that's another request. That's from Caius Payne Tate, who says we should talk about indie.
But we're not going to.
We're not going to. We've also got, we're going to give a shout out to Holly Standing. Hello, Holly Standing. Holly Standing thinks we should talk about side boobs. There we are.
Right.
That's that out there.
3 requests, 1 decent one.
1 decent one. Okay, so we'll hit inflation. Sorry, I've just...
it's hot.
It's a bit warm. We'll hit inflation then. So the country's current economic status...
Yeah, well, you know who I think's to blame, and I'm not going into that again.
Funny eyebrows, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we went about that, I believe, in episode 1.
Well, it is his fault.
Well, if you say so, I'm not that familiar with it. You know me, I like to stay out of politics.
But we have to remember as well, who was the last Chancellor?
I'm not going to answer that question.
So you see, he knew it was going to go wrong, so he took a job improvement. So he couldn't get the blame for it.
Okay, if you say so. But nonetheless, we are stuck with funny eyebrows, man, at the moment.
Yes, and he has to go. I'm sorry. He looks like a Thunderbird.
He does actually look like a Thunderbird. I keep expecting him to come in on the news and something and go, "Good morning, Mr. Tracy." And
on strings with his hands
on strings with his head wobbling around, like Jay Leno.
Jay Leno's chin's massive.
Jay Leno. You know one thing's funny about Jay Leno? You look at Jay Leno and his head bobbles, right, as he speaks. It's hilarious. It's all over the place. You know, if they made a bobblehead of Jay Leno, right?
They don't have to.
and they put it next to Jay Leno, the bobblehead's head would bobble less than Jay Leno's head actually bobbles. That's the funny thing. But we've strayed from inflation a bit here.
Just finally on Jay Leno, I'll promise I'll shut up
okay.
Jay Leno. He is quite a big petrol head.
Is he?
The amount of cars he has is quite ridiculous.
Well.
He has over 300.
Classics?
Classics and modern.
Oh, nice.
If you ever saw the Top Gear when he was on?
I didn't, actually.
You should watch it.
I'll try and find it at some point.
They really need to get Bruce Forsyth on there for me.
He would be... Can he drive? He can barely walk. Can Bruce Forsyth drive?
He can do anything.
He can do anything. He has the power of Bruce.
He thinks he can do anything.
Yes.
If you try and watch him dance anymore, well...
Yeah, it's a bit painful, really, isn't it?
Anyway, we're off the point again.
We are ridiculously off the point. Are there any more requests, actually, just while we're on the subject of this?
No.
No?
We have drawing, but that's not a request, that's more of a statement.
That's more of a statement, never mind. Well, we've talked about inflation for a couple of minutes
see
now.
how you can talk about inflation for 10 minutes.
You can't really. I mean, especially when you're me, and I tend to keep out of politics as much as possible because...
I think you should come into it more. You might enjoy
you think?
it.
Well, you see, the thing is, I know that the country has gone
to shit.
Just
say it honestly.
Right.
We can't get round that.
I know it's happened. And there are a lot of people out there who are blaming Funny Eyebrows Man and Gordon Brown and...
You can't not blame them.
No,
right. He knew this was coming, but yet he still went for the Olympics. and pump billions of money into it that he could have put back into the economy. He knew this was coming.
Well, I suppose they want to save the country with a bit of pomp and circumstance.
Do we need the Olympics? No. Will we win anything? No.
The thing is, nobody really needs the Olympics.
Looking at the opening ceremony at Beijing, how are we possibly going to compete with that?
Well, that's true. We can't, because we can't exploit workers like they can.
What are we going to do? Have Morris dancers in the stadium?
Well, I think it was quite disappointing when I looked at the closing ceremony, and it was the handing over of the Olympics from Beijing to
I'm looking
London.
forward to lighting the flame. What we're going to do, go up with a lighter.
That's what it'll be. It'll be a chava. What's going to happen is
It'll be Tim Westwood.
Tim Westwood's Tim Westwood's going to light the beacon. It's going to go up, and then some chava's going to go there and light a fag off just on the slide and go.
This come back to inflation.
Well, that's lost.
It'll get turned off by the gas board.
That's exactly. They can't afford it. We can't afford it. I just like what Jeremy Clarkson said to Boris Johnson when he was on Top Gear. He said, we're going to get to the opening ceremony, there's still going to be one council house in the middle with a bloke going, I'm not moving! Oh, good.
I think that's about as much as we can do on inflation.
You really think? Well, we've done this blog on inflation.
Well,
and
I mean, we could mention Obama, since he's the only one who's actually trying to do anything about it.
That's true. President Obama.
Although his new slogan really should be, turns out we couldn't.
Oh dear. But how long has he been in office now?
About 6 months, something like that. Actually, no. When was he in? He was sworn in January, wasn't he? Because he was elected in November, but he didn't get sworn in until January.
I can't think now. That's annoying.
He has been in a while now.
Yeah. And people, well, we certainly haven't been taking the mick out of America as much.
No.
Which actually, there we are. There's obviously he's doing a good job. We haven't found any reasons really to take the mick out of you, the Americans. If there are any Americans listening to this,
I dare say there probably is.
Well, we like to hope we are. We like to think we're a bit more popular than we think we are. But if there are any Americans out there who would like us to talk about anything, or would like to share their opinions of Obama or the Bush years before that, and I'm sure there are a lot of you, because the Bush years, let's face it, didn't go well. Didn't go too well, really, did it? But certainly, please send us a message or comment on the bottom of this video sharing your opinion. We always like to hear your opinions here at Kingswood Cinema.
Can we just stress that sensible opinions?
Yes, sensible opinions. Don't say...
Not some of the requests we've got a little bit far off.
Not stuff like, well, I personally think that the President of the United States should be an elephant.
Stop it.
You know,
You're doing your Jack Nicholson impression again.
Well... Alright, sorry viewers. You may know that doesn't sound anything like Jack Nicholas, but it in fact
is his Jack Nicholson impression.
It comes from our sketch show Broken Lens, in which for some reason I played Jack Nicholas as a black gentleman. And it was like that. What the hell, man? I'm not quite sure what's going on here, man.
We've been down that road before, let's not go down it again.
That's a good point. Okay, was there anything else? I don't think there's any more requests online.
No, we just got a lot of random stuff.
We just got lots of random
I will get married November 25th, 2009.
That's pleasant. I'm not actually that interested in that. Thank you, Anthony.
Why don't you just block them
No,
then?
so we've got no more requests, which is a bit of a shame. We had expected a bit more interest in today's episode.
We've got... No, that's just a... No, it's nothing.
Nothing?
No, it's nothing. I was just reading the one from James again.
Okay, never mind. So, James, I hope this fills your request appropriately.
Well, we tried. We did try.
We did try. So, I'm Scott Ampleford, and this is Kingswood Cinema Rant Radio, signing off.